Good afternoon, guys. This is Bill from Competition Cars in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Today I'm going to speak a little bit about this 1978 Lincoln Mark V. It has the Wedgwood Blue luxury package on it. Now, this is a car I would typically sell on Bring a Trailer, which is an online auction website. I've pretty much been selling all my classic cars on that site, and it's a fun site. There's a lot of very unique cars, a lot of very qualified and knowledgeable buyers on that site. So, I know a little about a lot of cars, but when I'm on that site, I pay attention and I listen, because a lot of guys bring a lot to the table as far as educating you on all these older cars. Now, I say typically I sell them on that site. That's been my business model. Now, lately, because I've sold probably about 75 cars on Bring a Trailer. I've gotten kind of a bit of a reputation, a good reputation at that, not to toot my own horn, but I make sure that the cars are standing tall and they're presented in a correct way. But I'm starting to get guys call me and go, hey, listen, here's what I want. Can you just find me this car? Or they'll see a video, like I've done some videos of this Oldsmobile and had other cars in the background, and people will call and say, hey, I saw this Lincoln, or I saw this Thunderbird or Cadillac, would you be interested in selling it to me? Typically, once the car's been submitted, if I submit a car to Bring a Trailer, then I feel like I'm committed to them and I've got to let it run. However, lately I've done probably 4, maybe this is my 5th car. Now, this car is going to Sergio. He's a friend of mine that actually just bought a car from me on Bring a Trailer. He had been trying to buy lots of cars from me. He's been on a lot of cars and seemed to get outbid many times. And he wound up buying the 70 Olds Tornado GT. So when Sergio found out I had this Wedgwood luxury group, it's a luxury group, it's just called a Wedgwood Blue luxury package. He said, Bill, I'm very interested in the car. So I said, you know what? You've been a very loyal customer. You've been trying to buy cars, and you just bought a car. So I'm going to go ahead and, not run it on Bring a Trailer. I gave him a number on the car that I thought was extremely fair. He agreed, so he purchased the car. But that's kind of how things have been going. In 1978, it marked it was actually Ford's 75-year anniversary. So on some of the Lincolns and Thunderbirds, they made what was called a Diamond Jubilee package, which was a pretty limited and rare number of cars. And then they also made the luxury group packages. So they had Wedgwood Blue, they had a Dove Gray edition, a Chamois edition. I believe there was also some type of gold edition, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I'm still learning about these cars, but this is a very, very attractive color combination. You got a triple blue car with a factory sunroof. If you look inside, this car has been extremely, extremely well preserved. There's no rust on this car. It's a near flawless car. And, the car has 16,000 miles. But even on, when I say near flawless, it has some very, very minimal wear and tear. And I mean extremely minimal. I mean, you wouldn't find, I'd say I could put this car beside a 2020 Lincoln with the same miles, and it's probably as nice or nicer. But just a beautiful car all the way around. I love the lines of these old cars. It's like after the late 70s and early 80s, the car manufacturers just started, downsizing their cars, and they just got either very boxy, and then they went into being like very roundish jelly bean looking cars. But there's no debate that these late 70s Mark V's were pretty much very, very, very over the top, very flamboyant. You hear people say this is like America's Rolls Royce because of that grille. And I'll say this, and I've driven some Rolls Royces obviously over the years, and these cars drive as nice or nicer than a Rolls Royce. Great investments. These cars have typically been selling for me in the high teens, low 20s, high 20s. Some have crossed over into mid 30s, deep 30s, depending on the car, the package, and the again, mileage and condition. And this one here's a pet peeve of mine. Now, the car is parked. I always keep the steering wheel straight. So whoever parked this last, I won't mention any names. Mike's my detail guy. He's a great guy, but sometimes when he parks these cars, he will not keep the wheel straight. That just bugs me for some reason. I don't know if it's what is it called, ADD or whatever. I'm just very particular. Every car has to be, like, for example, when I line these cars up, I'm getting off on a tangent now, but let's roll with it. So if you go and look down the line, right, all these cars are perfectly lined up, just straight and right on the money. I've always been that way. I want my cars and my lot standing tall, looking good, and very organized. So I'm gonna have to tell Mike about keeping that steering wheel straight again. So look at the interior, super clean. AM/FM stereo, it's quadrasonic with the 8-track player. And Sergio, I sent him a video the other day of me driving the car. I drove it home, and it's got the best of the Tavares. He's gonna get that. He was excited to get that 8-track tape too. But look at the carpet, how clean everything is. Just really fresh and clean. Just a beautiful car. And I'm actually doing this video for Sergio. He asked me to do a video, so I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I wanna ask you guys to share these videos and subscribe to our channel. We're trying to, build that YouTube channel as well. So if you're watching our videos, just subscribe. Beside our name on the videos, you'll see a little, I think that's a bell or a subscribe button. Just hit that, and you'll just get a notification every time that we do a new video on a car. Factory sunroof, pretty rare. And let's go ahead and just open the hood, and we'll look under the hood. See if I can do this. These heavy hoods, sometimes it's hard to. Since I have no cameraman today, let's see if I can open this hood with one hand. I may put the camera down. Hang on one second. All right, there we go. We're still videoing. Good gosh. All right, I'm not going to scrap the whole video over that little setback there. So we're already 6 minutes in. I don't feel like starting over. I'm picky about my videos too. So very, very, very original engine bay. As you can see, everything looks like it should. It has some of the typical things that are, a little just surface corrosion just from age not being touched. Typically we do an engine bay restoration. This one really didn't need it. We touched up a few things. Again, these are things that bare metal brackets. They're going to be subject to just surface corrosion. That's all that is. There's no rust at all on this car. But just a beautiful, beautiful car with great lines, runs good, drives good. Super collectible. Again, not a lot of money. I won't disclose the exact amount that I sold this car, but it was definitely a deal for Sergio. I was happy with it. There was something left for me, and I just appreciate his loyalty to me, that he's continued to bid on my cars, and then finally bought one. So I said, you know what? I could put this on Bring a Trailer. Maybe it brings more money, but Sergio's a good dude, and it's going to a good home. And I feel like he'll send me some more business, if not even buy more cars. So there it is. We're going to wrap this up. Enjoy our videos, subscribe to our channels, and thanks for taking a look, guys.